yeah, I remember, like, I told you guys, like, oh yeah, it's really far from where, you know, my family in Japan lives and blah blah blah. Like, really far, and like low-key nobody wants to go to Shinjuku because there's too many people. But that's why I knew it must have been so expensive to like put something there, even for like a whole day. It's crazy. I told my dad, I was like, oh, I didn't tell him to visit or anything, no, obviously, because I just didn't think he would, because he's old and busy with work and lives far and has a kid. My dad went all the way to Shinjuku and took a picture of it, and he wrote, and he sent it to me, and then he wrote happy birthday, and I was like, what the fuck? That's so sweet. Like, I really didn't think he would do that. I like cried right before my flight to France because he messaged me right before the flight, and I was like really crying. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't think my parents would really take this sort of thing too seriously, you know? Like, I know, that was so sweet. And I was like, you went all the way? And I think he was trying to be cool about it. He was like, oh, you know, it was on the way to work. I was like, no, it wasn't. It's so out of your way. He was like, yeah, I had an errand to run, and you know what? I was just like, I guess I'll visit. And I was like, really? It was so sweet. I like cried. He took a picture of it, and he's like, happy birthday, really proud of you. And I was like, I'm gonna be honest, I was like really down because of, you know, a lot of things that was happening at the time, and you know, there's a lot of doubts going in me. And I was like, do I ever do, like, am I really like that bad? No, seriously, sometimes I'll be like, maybe on the internet too much, and you know, I'll be like, oh, wow, maybe I'm like a terrible person or whatever. Even though I feel like I'm just really misunderstood like 80% of the time. But it's just really nice to see people who actually know me just be like, you're doing okay, like you'll be okay, you know? Like, it's really nice. And and even when I went to France to see all my friends, it was just a reminder that there's just so much, like, the world is so big. It's not just, you know, this small part. Sometimes when you're on the internet too much, you just think that this is your whole world. That's why it's important to go outside and be like, oh yeah, there's so much things to see. There's so much, like, people to meet, and there's just so much more that we all don't know. So it's good to go outside and be like, yeah, it's a breath of fresh air. I'm running through the meadow, flowers that speak to me.